Do you mind just introducing yourselves just so people know who we're talking to?
Yeah, I'm Jessica Moore.
And Steffanie Christi'an.
Well, it's very nice to meet you. You guys killed it tonight. That was awesome. Crazy. Yeah. I honestly had no idea what to expect, and that was incredible. I feel like I was getting hit with so many different influences and sounds. Like, it was just wild. I had a question for you just first off top. So I was hearing like maybe, and maybe I'm wrong, but I was hearing like maybe some Gil Scott. Yeah, there was some influence in there. Is that someone that inspires you?
You're smart. Yeah. No, it's Matt, my good friend. He was a mentor, master teacher. I had an album called Black Tea, The Legend of Jesse James, that Kweli actually put out in 2015. I wrote that for Gil. It was he was one of my babas, and no, he's one of my models. I weave poetry with music. And this project in particular, We Are Scorpio, is a it's a homage to rock and roll, to black women in rock and roll, and one of the baddest rock and roll singers that I am aware of is Steffanie Christi'an. And so, but yeah, Gil Scott is a part of my work. The Black Arts Movement writers in general are part of my work, and lots of poets that were working with music, like Mary Baraka, Jane Cortez, Sonia Sanchez. Jane Cortez and the Fire Spitter is one of my big influences as well. I'm from Detroit, but I spent a lot of time I lived in New York for a long time, in Brooklyn and Harlem, and got attached to the Black Arts Movement writers. And so the Last Poets, those are my mentors, So I'm just that next generation, but taking it to like a different place. So, also Patti Smith, also has influenced me as well. So also The Doors, also Betty Davis, so lots of influences. And yeah, we're having a really good time connecting with these audiences, and I love that no one expects. We come out and we're like, rock and roll, nigga, where you from? I see the audience, we see their faces like, oh, we talking bad.
And over there, he's like, so how'd you feel? I was like, I think we scared him a little. I was like, first came out like, ooh. He was like, yeah, that was kind of it. Like, oh, okay, this is okay. No.
And then by the second, I was like, okay, it's okay. You can like us. We're here for you. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Well, no, it's such an interesting combination to hear you two together, because your poetry cuts through, and it's such a powerful presence, and then obviously your voice is incredible. And yeah, so what are some of your inspirations and influences, and where did this spark get created for you?
I like all types of music. We listen to every different type of music in my household, from classical to gospel to rock and roll. My mother was a punk rocker, and I started going to concerts, Depeche Mode and stuff when I was a little girl. My mother was 15 when she had me, so she was sneaking me into bars and the concerts, and yeah, I had a great time with my mom, and she exposed me to they're from Bob Marley, Aerosmith, Led Zeppelin, Billy Idol. I have a very, very weird range of things. It runs the gamut. Yeah, it's a good range, but it's all over the place.
Right.
Yeah.
And both of you are from Detroit?
Yeah.
Right. I love that artists from Detroit always have so many different influences. You know what I mean?
You have to.
Well, we're Detroit Rock City, but we're also we're house music, and we created techno.
Right.
So we've been around those folks, and she's singing with Inner City, and I've recorded with Jeff Mills and Eddie Fowlkes and done techno records, with poetry, and so
yeah.
And then Motown.
Motown, exactly.
And so that thing.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the influence, and there's big, huge jazz artists that have come out there.
True.
And some of the new artists that are coming out now, and still got I would say some of the baddest musicians in the world are coming out of Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, man, we're having a good time. Talib, put the record out. So this is a promo tour for us, just to get people to kind of know about the music. The record won't come out, the full record, till February. But there's 2 videos out now. Super Duper Stars out. Rock and Roll Niggas out. You don't have to say it, but you can like the song.
You don't have to say it.
That was going to be the name of the record, to be honest. I was like, yeah, it's going to work. And, and there's lots of reasons for that, because I wanted to have a deeper conversation about Black women and rock and roll and inclusion. Because the music, as I said on stage, I'll be like, welcome back to our music.
Mm-hmm. This is our music.
Yeah.
Powerful statement.
Thank you.
Yeah. And just one more thing, because basically what we do is we hold a weekly cypher. I don't know if you're familiar, but it's basically we just okay, good. I saw it look in here. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to explain this. I'm like, this is Detroit, what the fuck? Yeah, but you know, and one thing specifically about Detroit, you know, just looking back at Motown and where that came from, but also things like the hip hop shop, you know, like this. No kidding, for real.
You absolutely know anything about the hip hop shop. You are like, what are you talking about, the hip hop shop? Maurice Malone's hip hop shop?
Yes, the one with the gong. If you suck, you get the gong, right?
Wow, man, that's crazy. Yeah, so my Proof was both of our best friends.
Rest in peace.
That's a big Proof. So he was we didn't know each other then.
No.
But we Proof used to host the open mic there, and I used to do the books. Maurice Malone taught me how to like do books and like run a company, and I learned so much working with him. So Detroit hip hop, you know, turned me into an entrepreneur and helped me. And I was a poet around Jay Dilla. I have a poem for Jay Dilla. I didn't read it tonight, but that I did for Kareem with the Kareem Riggins during the Jazz Festival in Detroit. But I came up with JD and Proof and Slum Village and all those. So hip hop was a part of my DNA.
Yeah.
But how you talking about the hip hop shop just threw me off. Because people don't know that. That's really beautiful that you know it. So you're like a real hip hop head.
For sure, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah.
Big
No,
Proof.
we miss them.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually, if you don't know, I don't know if you guys know, but there's actually a lost project between with Proof and JD, and it's called The Funky Cowboys, and there's only like, you know, like pretty lo-fi rips of it, but it's on YouTube if you want to check it out. Yeah, there's some good joints in there for sure.
Just an artist to me that didn't fully get a chance to shine. You know, I mean, he rolled with M, and that was cool, but he truly was an incredible artist in his own right.
Yeah. He liked being in the back a little bit, but
I know
he was a star.
Right. I think they used to call him like the mayor in Detroit because he was.
True. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He was always like bringing people together, and yeah, he's definitely missed for sure. But yeah, I was just to finish that question. Sorry, just what does, you know, cypher culture or coming together as musicians, blending styles, what does that mean to you as people and to the broader culture in general?
You want to talk about the cypher? I mean, the cypher is everything is a cypher. I mean, every conversation we in a cypher right now. I have an interview. I mean, we're just automatically in the circle. Just as a poet that came up in hip hop, like that's just the way. Like I do residency work and I teach poetry sometimes, like inside jails and prisons or universities or rooftops, whatever. And anytime I go into like a classroom as a visiting professor or poet, I always rearrange the classroom into a circle because we have to have a cypher. Because otherwise, and like what's the problem with the world right now is that everyone just screams at each other and nobody's sitting in ciphers. And if we would sit in a cypher, you would realize you have the connection to a person. You can feel their heartbeat. It's a different energy when you get into a circle. All that, I'm up here telling you what to do and this, all that, it's, you know, ciphers could change the world if we actually just got into them. And you don't got to agree with everybody in cypher. Have different opinion about whatever in the world, and you can rhyme and talk about it, but when you're in a circle, you're still connected. And so, ciphers they're important.
I'm going to let you just...
That's it.
Amen.
I don't know how much more to answer that.
That was awesome. Well, thank you so much. Once again, if you guys want to plug or promote anything.
It's the record. So what's Super Duper Stars out featuring Talib Kweli. You heard that tonight. And then We Are Scorpio's coming.
Yes, it's February.
No,
maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
We have another record out. But the full record will be out. The vinyl's coming. So the vinyl's coming soon. And just follow us on Instagram. We Are Scorpio. And then you can find our individual accounts there too. We both do individual work in big ways in other spaces. But this is a real special project.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to get the spoken word Grammy. Since we finally have a fucking category.
It's ours.
And I voted for the last 2 years for my friends. So it's been nice to voting for my friends that are poets. I haven't decided to enter this contest yet because I want to give them a chance to win. So they're going to win this year. Somebody I know will be there. Next year is around. So if you're a Grammy voting person, We Are Scorpio. We're already pitching for 25. So we waited to put the record out so y'all can have a damn chance. Good luck, Jay Ivy and Alja Monet, Kevin Powell. I love you. I vote for you. I voted for all of you. But not next year. That's it.
Awesome. Appreciate it so much. Take care. Thank you. Great to meet you.
Things
Absolutely.
in the world. All the super things. Yeah, we connected.